baseball game was over. Earlier in the day, the stage was wheeled onto the field where it would be later so we could do a sound check. Out there in the empty stadium, I remember first racing model cars with Brian, and then after months of good-natured banter, we finally did a 100-meter dash because he was convinced he would trounce me. Wrong.
Yes, it's Wheaties' book, but this truth stands. For Brian and me, it's more than music, it's kinship. I know he thinks of me like a big brother, and that's why we can poke fun at each other, and we do.
I never had a little brother, so he's my pretend little brother, and he takes the brunt of everything I never got to do to a real one.
Having said that, though, Brian is somebody I have total respect for because he's worked very hard for all he has and has contributed so much to why Tesla is still out there playing shows all these years later. Now, back in the 90s, when a lot of us struggled when music changed, he managed to keep both his head and band above water.
He never gives up, and I give him lots of credit for that.
While we can be very sarcastic with each other, we also trust each other. I have the kind of relationship with him where if he's down, I can be brutally honest with him, and he doesn't fall out with me because of that.
He trusts me because he knows I really care about him. That's why he calls me up in the first place, if he needs counsel. He knows he's not going to get bullshit from me. I'm going to say, listen, motherfucker, you need to take care of this.
You have to have a really good think about what you just said and what it really means.
We've had so many conversations over the years where he would say to me, I know, but then I would just step in and say, there are no buts here. Whether it involves his health issues or band matters, I'm always going to be forthright and honest with him because of how much I care about him. Brian has shared many dramatic incidents that have happened in his life with me because he knows they'll be discussed with a lot of humor, love, and respect. He knows that no matter how brutally honest I might be, it's coming from a good place because, again, I truly care about him. In a way, it reminds me of Def Leppard's producer, Mutt Lange, was with me when I needed advice. And he always tried to help me. You learn from that. You pass the knowledge along when you make a friend that you care about. Brian has written a very open and very honest book I think you will thoroughly enjoy. I'm proud of how he has dealt with a lot of the things he struggles with. I'm equally proud of the great music he and his band have made over the years. Love you, man. Joe Elliott, May 2020. Preface. A couple of things about my book. When you write a memoir, they tell you it's important to figure out what your voice is. I think what I've learned in putting this book together is that my voice is all over the map. It's just my personality. I jump around a lot. Part of it is that I have a lot of things going on in my life at all times. But part of it is just my personality. As you will learn, I have a few issues. I struggle on a daily basis with general anxiety disorder, occasional depression, a bit of OCD, a host of autoimmune diseases that can make life really sometimes difficult. I think I struggle day to day in ways that most rock stars don't. But hey, that's part of the reason I wrote this book. Maybe some of you out there will find me more relatable. Maybe some of the things that I will say help you to cope with whatever disorder or issue you are experiencing. The bottom line is, this is how I talk. I am what I am, and I wasn't about to try to make it all pretty because I was writing a book. Just like you, this is me. Cool. Okay, let's get on with it. The story. Prologue. My friend, the legendary rock photographer Ross Half, invited me to come along one day while he was shooting around West Hollywood. Ross has shot everybody. It seems he started photographing my band back in the late 80s when we were on one of the first big tours with Def Leppard. When I started getting into photography, he became a mentor to me. He actually got me my first camera. Anyways, if Ross ever invited you to tag along for a photo session, you didn't say no. It was even more special because he was going to be shooting Chris Cornell. It was a casual thing, just the three of us out cruising around Los Angeles, pulling over from time to time so that the iconic Soundgarden frontman could get out and strike a few poses along the boulevard. I had never met Chris before, but I was a big fan.